Hey friends, I'm Lia Scholl from First Friends in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I'm so grateful you've taken a few minutes to be with us today. Today we're talking about Noah and when bad things happen. So be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. There are a lot of ways to understand the stories and writings of the Hebrew Scripture. One way is this. The Hebrew Scripture is the writings of a people trying to understand their relationship with the world around them, especially their relationship with God and other people. And if we accept that, then we look at the story of Noah as a way that the Hebrew people understood why bad things were happening. A flood happened. It's terrible. And there is geological evidence that a flood did happen. The writers attribute that flood to God. And then some people survived and a lot of people didn't. So the Hebrew writers assume that those who survived are good people. The writers are afraid that it'll happen again too. So they write about a new covenant. A flood happened, and we, the people, are trying to understand why. We're asking, why do bad things happen? Notice, though, that we're not asking, why do bad things happen to good people? That's not the question. Just, why do bad things happen? I wonder, if Noah had Spotify, what would be on his playlist? What music would he listen to when he was tired of the sounds of nature emanating from the boat? Would he have had Jewish folk songs? Or maybe my favorite, heavy metal? I think there'd be a lot of songs about rain. Somehow rain inspires music, and especially the blues. This story of Noah can certainly inspire the blues, but also horror, sadness, and a whole host of other feelings. In fact, it's like the whole gamut of human emotion in this story. Noah is a guy who has found favor with God. Genesis 6:8 tells us that the Lord approved of him. So of course, Noah would have one contemporary Christian song at least, maybe from Christian Stanfill, Lead Us On. The lyrics say, so lead us on to light and revelation. Lead us on, O Lord. Lead us on to your heart, your purpose and your passion. Lead us on to your heart, O Lord. Because we want to be the ones who follow where you lead. Because we want to be the ones who hear you when you speak. We are believing there is more that we've not seen. So Noah builds the ark and is commanded to bring his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives. He's commanded to bring a pair of everything, a male and a female of birds and livestock, and even creepy crawly things, and to take food for all the animals too. Now, mind you, the soundtrack for this part would probably be just one of those nature tracks. But I think that there's probably a Hebrew version of this song somewhere. God told Noah there's gonna be a floody, floody. God told Noah there's gonna be a floody, floody. Get those children out of the muddy, muddy children of the Lord. And then the rain started. And I'm pretty sure that Noah put Ella Fitzgerald and the Ink Spots on repeat. Into each life, the lyrics goes, some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Into each heart, some tears must fall, but someday the sun will shine. Some folks can lose the blues in their hearts, but when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Or maybe he's singing a little Dylan. And it's a hard, and it's a hard, it's a hard rain gonna fall. And then the rain stopped. Don't you know that Marty Robbins was up next, singing on the wings of a snow white dove? God sends his pure, sweet love, a sign from above, on the wings of a dove. The lyrics there go, when troubles surround us, when evils come, the body grows weak and the spirit grows numb. When these things beset us, God doesn't forget. God sends down his love on the wings of a dove. I wonder, how do you think Noah felt about being the sole survivor of a worldwide flood? How do you think he felt about God destroying the whole world, which had to include some of his loved ones and friends? Because this is the age-old question, right? Why do bad things happen? As I said, the Hebrew people interpreted it like this. Bad things happen to bad people. People of the world are bad. Noah is good. People of the world drown. Noah doesn't. But what does this mean about God's character? I don't know about you, but I think it makes God seem pretty mean and petty. Maybe it makes Noah sing, bad, bad, Leroy Brown, baddest man in the whole darn town, badder than old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard dog. I'm not really sure, but I know that the Hebrew people cannot live with a God who is petty and mean. They instead work to redeem God's reputation. The text says, I establish my covenant with you, that never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of a flood, and never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. God brings the rainbow as a sign of a covenant, and when that rainbow shows up on the earth, it's like God is saying, I will remember my covenant that is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. The rainbow becomes a covenant of God's love for us. And I don't know about you, but I can hear Kermit the Frog singing, why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it, but I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. That connection, that covenant, that rainbow, it's a commitment from God to never destroy the world again, to love the people, even yet while they are imperfect. Y'all, today is September the 11th. And like Noah, we too have experienced terrible things happening. The floods in our lives are many. There's 9/11 that so many of us remember today. There's the flood of gun violence rampant in our nation. There's the floods of racism and sexism and anti-gay and anti-trans violence. There are literal floods happening in our nation and literal fires happening in our nation and all around the world. And we all remember and are still experiencing the repercussions of a worldwide pandemic, where more than 6.5 million people have died. Noah's questions are still our questions. Why do bad things happen? But maybe Noah's answers don't work. We no longer believe, do we, that bad things only happen to bad people. After all, Jesus himself said in the Sermon on the Mount, God causes the sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends the rain on the righteous and unrighteous. Bad things happen, and many of us still don't understand. But one thing is sure, to Noah and to me, that God is still here, not causing necessarily those floods, but with us as we ride the waves, with us as we send out the dove, with us as we rebuild. It's like God is singing to us, I'm gonna love you like nobody's loved you. Come rain or come shine, high as a mountain, deep as a river, come rain, come shine. I guess when you met me, it was just one of those things, but don't you ever bet me, 'cause I'm gonna be true if you let me. Amen. Amen.